back again. This one we're going to use Audacity to create a song with just effects within Audacity and a microphone and our voice, or my voice. There's so many little things to talk about during the process, and it's easy to forget about little bitty things, so I figured why not walk through it, and then if you guys at some point want to try to create something for yourself, you can sort of watch along and pause it as we get to the different sessions, or sections, I should say. So here we have Audacity, version 2.3.0, if you're watching this in the future. This is free to download. Link is in the description. So let's get started. When it's installed and ready to go, you open it up like this. And I was talking on the last video about creating audiobooks or putting, your blog posts or anything to, and adding music to the background and to create like a sort of a finished MP3 that you can use. But you can also use it. I was thinking, it could be for personal things. You could create maybe storybooks for your grandkids and things like that they can listen to in MP3 form. And so the possibilities, just let your mind go crazy with all of the ways that you might want to use this to get a message across in a more repeatable way, like something someone can listen to time and time again. So we're going to get right into recording here. I'm going to keep in mind the way we're doing this recording is I'm going to just be creating sounds with my mouth, and then I'm going to go back and improvise more sounds. I'm going to use the song Riding on the Love Train, since it's kind of already in my head. It'd be easy, and I'll just do a little section of it and just show you how I go about layering things. So in the first recording, though, since there's no metronome or key or anything like that, I like to have some kind of indicator of not only the pace but the note if multiple tracks are going to come in at the same time. So that very first track needs to contain that to keep all of the other tracks in line. So we'll start with that. Okay, turn my monitor on to make sure I'm not peaking up here. And of course, if it does peak, you'll know because it will, let me see. I'll turn it down for you guys down here. Check. Okay. That was the peak. You see that? That means I got too loud, and if I had been recording, it would have distorted. So just keep an eye on that. And you can reset it by just clicking it. Okay. I'm going to turn this down a little bit though, because I do not want to peak, and you do that over here. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to hit this record button up here, or you can just hit R. Sometimes if you're standing and singing, which I usually am, it's easier to just reach over and hit the R button, which I'll do now. 2, 2, 3, 4. Do 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 do. Okay. All right, kind of funny, but we got it. Okay. Need to make sure you guys can hear that too. Do 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 do. Okay. Okay, I can erase that little bit at the end. 2, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3. I was trying to get the note in my head. Okay, so I'm going to highlight that and hit silence to get the 2, 3, 4. Do 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 do. Okay, so so with this one, I kind of got like a little pop, kind of like a snare, I guess you can think of it, and then the bass. So I can just go on to the next track right away, but let's highlight this. And whenever you're working on these, if you highlight a section like this, where you start it right away, when you're in these effects, checking them out, previewing them, they will play much quicker for you. So this one, I want to go to Equalization. Now in here, you can always hit flatten, and this is not doing anything at all to the sound, right? So say I want, in this example, I've kind of got this bass sound that I'm making. Let me hit preview, and as I was showing you before, my preview will start right away because I highlighted it right at the beginning of where my voice starts. So now when I hit preview, 2, 3, 4, do, 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 do. Okay. So now I'm going to want to pill out some of these in the middle here because these are where the voices are going to go. The main voices. So I'm kind of creating this little trough, if you will, where the voices are going to go. And in the recording, I want to just kind of keep my the bass of my voice and the snap of my finger. So the bass of my voice is going to be down here, I don't know, like 100 area. Let's see where we're at. 2, 3, 4. Do 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 do. Now you see a lot of my actual mid tones have been removed. We're going to pull them out a little bit more. If you don't pull them out enough, you get sort of this styrofoam cup sound, which is kind of annoying. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit up here, and you can just play with this. I've just done this so many times that I know that this is bass and this is treble and this is like the midtones. Okay, so preview. 2, 3, 4. Do 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 do. Okay, I'm actually getting a little bit of that styrofoam cup sound in there. Let me pull some of these higher ranges out. 2, 3, 4. Do 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 do. Okay. Try this. 2, 3, 4. Do 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 do. Okay, it doesn't sound all that great by itself, but it will mix with everything better because I'm just focusing on the bass and the snappy treble. So I'm going to hit OK. Actually, I'm going to hit undo because I forgot I only had that section highlighted. I'm going to come back and highlight the whole section and then go back. Equalization. That's still set the same, so I'm going to hit OK. Now we have 2, 3, 4. Do 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 do. Okay, so just in case I don't like this in the future, I'm going to go ahead and hit undo, and then I'm going to go to tracks, add new stereo track, and I'm going to click here to highlight the whole track. I'm going to hit Control C. You can also go to edit and copy. And then I'm going to click on the new track I just created here and hit Control V. And I'm going to save this one up here. In case I don't like it in the future, what I do to it, I can come back to this original. So I'm going to turn that all the way down. And I'm going to collapse this out of the way. Go ahead and hit the mute button, collapse it out of the way. Now I'm going to come back to the one we just created. I'm going to go back up to effects. Since I haven't done any other effects since I did this earlier, even though I undid it, it saved it here. So I can just hit repeat equalization at the top, or you can just go back into equalization and do it again, but that's a little shortcut. So now I have the original up here saved and it's quiet, and then I have the new one here. 2, 3, 4. Do 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 do. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm going to hit tracks, add new stereo track. Let me think here. I'm trying to think of, I don't want to do too much music. I'll do maybe 2 more music tracks. Let's add sort of a guitar in there. But I'm going to need to do it in 2 tracks because it's going to be at least 2 notes to sort of give it that guitar-y sound. So, all right, let's try it. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, by the way. I'm just letting you know. I'm just having fun right now and taking you along on this ride. So hopefully it will inspire you to do something. So here we go. Oops, record. 2, 3, 4. Alright, so now we got that. And also you'll notice kind of like, I've seen a lot of voice actors and character actors that they'll move their mouth different ways to create different sounds. So I was kind of going out of the side of my mouth just to give it a little bit different sound. You can also, purse your lip, and it'll give it a different sound too. But I'm just trying to make it different from the other vocals. So since I want the next one to sound like a guitar as well, I'll collapse this a little bit to where I can still see the volume and the fade, or the balance. Okay, now we're going to hit tracks, add new stereo track. Okay, I want to hear the one I just did because I'm going to be harmonizing with it. Okay, got the key in my head. Now I'll go. Okay, so here we go.
2, 3, 4.
Okay, sounding kind of funny. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we can do to this to make it more interesting. Okay, whatever I do to this first one, I'm going to do to the second one. So I'm just going to ignore the second vocal, and I'm going to highlight this right at the beginning so my previews, I can hear what I'm doing to it. And let's see what we can do with this. Let's first start with equalizing it. Now, with equalizing this, I know that I'm probably going to want it more, right up in here. This is around 1,000. You can hear what's turning up. Here, let me let's do it this way. A good way to do it is, if you want to get a good idea, you can do this. You can, while it's flat, you can preview what it sounds like. Okay, and then if you want to kind of hear what gets affected, you can just turn one of them kind of up loud like this. Now you can hear that was like an area we probably want to turn up. So here. That's amazing because you can actually hear a lot of the background sound is in that one. So I'm actually going to pull that one back down, turn this one up. Oh, it's got a lot of background sound too, but that's fine. I'll show you how to take that out. So let's go ahead and kind of keep it up here above. The vocals are going to be kind of in this area, so I'm at the higher part of where the vocals are going to be anyway, but that's okay. Let's preview it. Okay, that's good. I'm just going to hit OK. Whoops. Now I'm going to hit undo because, see, I only had part of it highlighted. And I'm going to come back and double click it. And then I'm going to come up to effects and repeat equalization because I just did it. If I hadn't, or if you want to play it on the safe side, just go. Because the only reason it was ready is because I accidentally hit OK. So we'll come back in, we'll hit OK. Now the whole line's done. I'm going to go ahead and double click this other one and do the same thing to it without really listening to it because I know it's what I want to do. Repeat equalization. Okay, so now I've done it to the second one as well. Now let's see here. Okay, now we're hearing some of that background sound I was telling you guys about. You hear that in there? Let me highlight a section here. This is what I typically do. I'll highlight a section. I'll hold the shift and hit the space bar. And what I'm listening for is maybe a pop from my mouth. I don't want that. I don't want something clanking, or I just want it just the hum of the room. So let's try it again. Okay, I think that's pretty good. It's just the airy sound, right? So that's the airy sound I would like to remove from all of it. So now that I have that section that doesn't have any of my voice or anything other than the noise, I'll come up to Effect, Noise Reduction, Get Noise Profile. That's what we're doing. We're telling it what the noise is. I'm going to double click the whole thing, come back to Effect, go down to Noise Reduction, and now you can preview it. That's pretty good. I don't hear the noise. It's playing the beginning. You could hear it play that little bitty bump there, whatever that was. But I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Now let's hear. Now do you hear how the wind and air? It just took out that sound in between, which is awesome. Let's listen to the bottom one here. Okay, you hear all that air in there? Since I got the same noise profile, it's ready to take it out of this one. I'm not going to redo the whole process. I'm just going to come up here to Effect, and I'm going to tell it to repeat noise reduction. Okay, now let's listen. Perfect. It's like magic, right? Now, it will affect the voice a little bit. I have noticed that. So you do want to preview it and hear what it's doing to the voice, because it can remove some frequencies. It's not like magic. It does sometimes remove a little bit of what you don't want. But most of the time, you don't notice it. But sometimes you do. So it depends on what the noise is like and what the recording and voice is like as well. So now that we have that, I'm going to solo out this first one again, and let's add something that's sort of guitar sounding to it. I know my preview, it's not going to play very long of a preview anyway. I just want to highlight something that my audio starts right away. Back to Effects. And let's see what we have here. Wah wah. Let's see what wah wah does. Pretty cool. I'm just going to go with that because it's kind of crazy sounding and it sounds less like a voice. I'm not going to apply it because I don't have everything highlighted, you see. So I'm going to close it out, double click here to highlight the whole thing, come back to Effects, go down to wah wah. Okay, it's not going to have anything there because it's previewing that area. Okay, so I'm going to hit Apply. It looks like it turned it down quite a bit, but that's okay. We can fix that. Now, I think it's important, like that one seems like it's using some kind of internal clock of when it's making the wah-wah sounds. So keeping that in mind, I want to make sure that I apply it, that it starts at the same time so that it applies the effect and that it affects both of these recordings simultaneously rather than at different times. So because I'm just doing the whole track, it's going to start whatever that clock is at the very beginning anyway. If that doesn't make sense, just do the same exact thing to both of them. So I'm going to do wah-wah, apply, close. Let's see what they sound like. Kind of weird, but we'll see what it sounds like with everything. Okay, so it doesn't sound much like a voice, but let's come back in and see what a little bit of guitar distortion would sound like. I don't know. What do we have here? It's a little bit of delay. That's kind of cool. Here's distortion. Let me try this, see what it sounds like. Okay, there's different kinds here, it looks like. Let's see what this one sounds like. Okay, that's all right. So let's, I don't know. We'll just go ahead and, whoops, undo the whole thing. effects, distortion. I know for a lot of you, it's probably like one of those, like this is like Bob Ross, right? And he just put a big tree in the middle of that. So I know it might not sound all right. And I should have saved an original just in case, but it's okay. It's just an example. It's good not to take it too seriously. All right, highlight that. I'm doing the next one, and I'm going to apply that same effect to it. Repeat distortion. Now they both should sound all wacky. Okay, so that's volume all the way up. I plan on that being pretty subtle anyway. So we've added, you know, the wah-wah, the distortion. I would probably add some reverb as well, but I'm not sure if well, we can just go ahead and add a little bit. Let's see. Let me highlight it so we can hear a preview of it. We'll go to, what were we adding? Reverb. Okay, so I'm going to make the room size smaller and the resonance higher because I don't want it to sound like typical reverb. I want it to sound kind of weird. So. Okay, that kind of gives it that amplifier sound, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to hit cancel, highlight the whole thing, effects, reverb. I'm going to do it to the same thing to the other one really fast. Repeat reverb. Now. Okay, so we got our guitars there. I'm going to turn them down. Just going to be a little faint. Okay, now let's add another vocal. Let's add some vocals in. We'll do, let's do 2 harmonies, and then we'll do like sort of a main vocal on top of these. Oops. So I'm just collapsing these down a little bit more. Oh, another thing that we can do here that'll make it sound kind of cool is we can take one of them, move it to the left a little bit, like 20, and take the other one and move it to the right a little bit, about the same amount. Okay, so that kind of broke up those voices a little bit, those guitar sounds, if you will. Okay, so let's go and add a new track. Tracks, add new stereo track. I don't need it to be so big. Bump it to the beginning up here. You can actually use the home button on your keyboard if that's handy. It's not handy on laptops sometimes. So, okay, I'm going to go to the beginning. And let's see what I need to record. Okay, let's add the first vocal in.
2, 3, 4.
Relax, enjoy the ride. No need to run and hide. We always have an open door. We always have room for more. Okay. I'm going to turn it down a little bit so it doesn't distract me when I'm recording my next one. So back to the beginning. Tracks, add new, stereo track. Collapse it a little bit more because now we're getting more and more tracks in here. We want to kind of see. Okay. Okay, now I can hit R again on the keyboard.
2, 3, 4.
Relax, enjoy the ride. No need to run and hide. We always have an open door. We always have room for more. Okay. Might have turned that mic down too much, huh? But it's better it be too low than too high. Let's go back to the beginning. I'm going to just click right before the vocals. Relax, enjoy the ride. Okay, I'm going to spread them apart like I did the guitars so that we can hear them a little bit better. I'm going to go 30 on them. 30 to the left on the first, 30 to the right on the second. I want to make the volumes match. It's -5. Pull that down to -5. Relax, enjoy the ride. No need to run and hide. We always have an open door. We always have... Okay, so now I'm going to add another track. Let's see, sorry. Tracks, add new, stereo track. Okay. Another thing you can do if you don't want to wait, you can like click here. Now hit record and then it will start recording here. Relax, enjoy the ride. Oh yeah. No need to run it. Riding on the love train. We always have an open door. Oh yeah. We always have room. Riding on the love train. Okay. Let's see where that goes. Relax, enjoy the ride. Oh yeah. No need to run it. Riding on the love train. We always have an open door. Oh yeah. We always have room. Riding on the love train. Okay. Let me, let's say that last one clipped. Like the red lights lit up, but I really like the beginning of it, and I just want to punch in and record that last one, right? You can actually do that. It's a little more difficult because you have to sort of be playing it in your mind and ready to go. But, and I might undo this because I don't know that I can do it right now. But, and the last one was fine, but just as an example, I'm going to hit delete. And now when I hit record, it will start from right at the point that I just cut it off. Always have room. Riding on the love train. Okay, so now we have one recording. Train. We always have an open door. Oh yeah. We always have room. Riding on the love train. Okay, so that worked out. Now, see how I was able to like kind of click where it used to be a break there and it just became one? That's one way to do that. And then sometimes there's one at the beginning. You remember, you can see where I actually started it right here. You can see that there's some noise and stuff. And so in all of these, at some point you do want to kind of go in there. And like if I solo this out. Oh yeah. Riding on the love train. See, if you listen really close, you can actually hear the sound of my snapping from track 1 coming out of my earbuds and back into the mic a little bit. So that's the type of noise that you might not notice. And it's kind of petty, I guess, but you know, if you really have a lot of tracks, all of that little bit of noise adds up over time, and it really can muddy the sound, make it not so clean. So I like to go in there, highlight sections where it shouldn't be putting any sound, and hitting silence. Takes a little bit of time, so I probably won't go through it here, but just to give you a few examples, you can just highlight it like that, generate silence, and I even see some kind of noise right there. Generate silence. So now we have more of nothing between. Oh yeah. Riding on the love train. Oh yeah. Hear that one, Rob? You could hear me. You could actually hear me breathing in that section a little bit. So that's a little bit of sound I'm talking about that can add up and generate silence. And since this is the last sound, you want to keep in mind when there's a last sound, these can all be super like quiet by the time this last sound is being made. So it's good to trim these before you add the reverb. And here I could hit delete, but I'm going to leave that in there for the reverb to have somewhere to go, if that makes sense. So generate silence. So now the reverb will hang over into this area right here. That's something you might not know. So, all right, let's go back here. I'm going to click that little section there that I created, make it go away. Now I'm going to come back to the first vocal, because this is the one we don't really, it's just raw vocals, right? So I'm going to come and highlight just a little bit, and let's go and do the same process with equalization again. Now we're in this area here. This is what it was left over from before, but we're going to want more, let's see, you can actually, sometimes you low roll off for speech. You can find some of these in here that kind of have a good start to what you want to do. Let's see. Relax, enjoy the ride. Now, I'm not really going to have to do a lot to the vocals, because maybe just peeling out the really low bass stuff a little bit. I don't even really want to cut that much out of it, because I have a lot of bass in my voice. But this is the range. This whole middle section, I'm just going to turn it up just a little bit, and it's going to make it rise above some of the other sounds. Relax, enjoy the ride. No, see, it really brings out the texture in my voice that you might otherwise not hear as well. So it really depends on your voice as well. You might need to peel some of that out. Relax, enjoy the ride. No need. Sounds pretty good, but I notice my S doesn't sound as crisp, right? So, relax, enjoy the... Okay, so to add a little bit of that, I'm going to come up and turn up a little bit of one of these. A couple of these in this area. Relax, enjoy the ride. There we go, that S really starts to break through now. Relax, enjoy the... Okay. So it just takes time playing with this, getting used to what changes what. Now I'm going to hit OK. Whoops. I'm going to hit undo again. I keep doing this, but I usually do this every time anyway, which is cool by me, because what it allows me to do is just quickly double click it, go back up to effect, and repeat equalization, since it's saved the one I undid, even though I undid it. So I'm going to come and double click this one. I want to do the same thing, effect, repeat equalization. And come down to this one and highlight it, effect, repeat equalization. And let's hear what it's starting to sound like now.
2, 3, 4.
Relax, enjoy the ride. Oh yeah, no need to run it. Riding on the love train. We always have an open door. Oh yeah, we always have room. Okay, not really digging the guitar too much. I'm going to pull it down a little bit, 14. Just sort of there. I probably would do something different with it, but it's just breaking in a little bit to the vocals. So I'd probably go back and adjust the equalization on a little bit.
2, 3, 4.
Relax, enjoy the ride. Oh yeah. No. Okay, so now that, what did we add? We added the equalization to it. Let's go back and add some compression. Compressor, let's preview it. Relax, enjoy the ride. No need. Okay. So it's still dry. Do you hear? Meaning I haven't added any reverb to it, which is kind of important at this point, because after I do this, I'm going to have to go in and remove the noise, which is, see, and you actually have this noise floor here you can adjust. Let's see if we can make it better. Relax, enjoy the ride, no need. Okay, so there is a little bit of air in there, and plus my mic is, I'm hearing air through my mic a little bit now, so it's hard for me to tell. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, and then undo. Highlight the whole thing and go back and repeat it. Repeat compressor, And then I'm going to go in here and see how bad the noise is. Relax, enjoy the ride. Oh, yeah. No need to relax, enjoy the ride. No need. Okay, I do hear noise in there, so I'm going to highlight the noise only section. Shift spacebar. Oh, I got my breathing in there. You hear that? So I want to try to grab it where I'm not breathing. Okay, there was a spot right before I took a breath. It doesn't need to be much. Shift. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to use that as a noise profile. Noise reduction, get noise profile, since we know what we want to get rid of. Highlight the whole thing, go back. Actually, you know what? I'm going to listen to this first because sometimes it can. Let's hear what it's going to do to it by just highlighting a section. And go to noise reduction and preview it. Relax, enjoy the ride. Actually, it took out a little bit of what I didn't like in the equalization of the voice, so that's perfect. Highlight the whole thing. Effects, noise reduction, hit OK. And you could see it pull out some of that noise. Let's listen. Relax, enjoy the ride. No need to run and hide. We always have. Okay, I want to turn my mic off. It is pretty clean in between there now, so I'm going to do the same thing to these. Repeat noise reduction. Repeat noise reduction. Okay, now that I have that, and it's, let me see, did I ever do this? End. And on the love train. Oh, you could hear it a little bit. It had that auto-tune sound to it. That's the noise reduction that made my voice sound like that. I'm going to listen to everything for a second. Relax, enjoy the ride. Oh, yeah. No. Okay, so now you hear how dry those vocals are. Now we need to just add a little bit of reverb. And if I remember right, I had some strange settings for the guitar, so I'm going to open this room size up. I'm going to bring the reverberance back down. And then everything else, I kind of just play with it. Relax, enjoy the ride. No need to run. Okay, that's pretty good actually. I'm going to just hit I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to undo it. And I'm going to hit OK to the whole thing. Repeat reverb. Double click the next track, repeat reverb, and then the final one, repeat reverb. Relax, enjoy the ride. Oh, yeah. No need to run and riding on the love train. Always having no. Okay, I'm going to actually undo once and take it off of this one. I want a little bit more reverb on this main one. So let's go back. Reverb. And it's funny, I usually do the opposite, but sometimes with multiple voices it's better to have less reverb so that you don't, lose clarity with what they're saying. Okay, let's try. Oh yeah. Okay, let me increase that a little bit, whoops. Oh yeah. There we go, that's what I was wanting to hear. That sort of like you're in a room, I hit OK, but I need to hit undo to do it to the whole track. Effects, repeat reverb now. Oh yeah. No need to run and riding on the love train. We always have an open door. Oh yeah. We always. Okay, now it's just a matter of adjusting the volumes to your taste. So I'm going to pull this volume down to 10. Pull this down to 10. And what's that main vocal at? 4. So it is louder. So let's make sure that.
2, 3, 4.
Relax, enjoy the ride. Okay, I no longer need that count in at the beginning.
2, 3, 4.
Okay, so just highlight all of this and generate silence. Okay, now you can actually, when you get to this point where you don't need all the space in the beginning, you can highlight all of this. Make sure you get all your tracks highlighted so that, whoopsie, I missed that top one. Actually, that raw one's fine. Yeah, that raw one you can just leave. And then we'll hit delete. Now, everything stays lined up because we cut it together. Relax, enjoy the ride.
Oh yeah.
No need to run. Relax. Okay, you know what's really missing, at least for me anyway. I just got to have a 3-part harmony in there. It's kind of annoying me. So I'm going to add a stereo track. It just sounds so incomplete to my ears. So if you'll bear with me, I'll add a 3rd part to the harmony. Relax, enjoy the ride. Relax, enjoy the ride. No need to run and hide. We always have an open door. We always have room for more. Okay. It's kind of after the fact, but a lot of the settings should still work. Let me highlight that. I'm going to go to noise reduction. Relax, enjoy. Okay, yeah, it took the noise out perfectly, so we're going to do that. Or wait a minute. Let me undo that. Let me go back to effects and equalization. Relax, enjoy. There we go. I want to do that first. And then I want to do it in the order that I did it before because the noise came after I did the equalization, right? So noise reduction. Relax. Yeah, see, it's gone. So I'll hit OK. Do that. Now I can come back in and go back to, what else did we do? Compressor. We did a compressor to it. Okay. Okay. I really beefed it up, didn't it? We need to pull that volume way down. I think they're at 10. Yep, -10. And then we want to, and I need to collapse it so it doesn't look like it's way bigger. Relax, enjoy the ride. No need. Okay, you can really tell that last one's dry. I didn't add the reverb to it. So it's still highlighted. So I'll come up here, reverb. And I had turned it up for the main vocals, so I'm going to pull it back down just a tad because we want the vocals to match more. Relax, enjoy the ride. Okay, see, it brought the voice much closer. So I'm going to hit OK. Okay, this one was panned left. This one was panned right. I'll probably leave that right in the center. Relax, enjoy the ride. No need to run and riding on the love train. We always have an open door. Oh yeah, we always have room. Riding on the love train. There you go. And that is pretty much it. You can hear some clicking at the end of some of these. So I'll come in here. I'll just hit delete. As long as it gets cut off before the last sounds get cut off, it should be fine. Cut that off. Cut that off. Let's hear if that fixes it. On the love train. Yep. No clicks from the mouse and everything, so that's pretty good. Now I'll go back to the beginning. This part here is, you can do it different ways. And you might want to do it different ways. If you just want to export a certain part of it, like say I had recorded some other stuff, I didn't want to get rid of it, I just want this part of the song we did, I can like highlight the part I want. And then when you go up and you hit File, Export, you can export the selected audio. Now you can do that, say I just wanted the vocals, right? I could highlight them. Actually, after the fact, I can move this layer up so that I keep those 3 background vocals together there. And that will help it keep it organized. I think you can even name these, but I don't ever name anything. Yeah, name. Yeah, you could get in there and really organize it. I just listen and figure out which is which. So here we go.
Relax, enjoy the ride. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so if I like everything, then I can go up and hit. You do want to save the project if you want to go back to it in the future. I won't. I'll just export this out. And I'm going to select this one because I did this last night and the audio was turned off. I was a little bit distracted. But anyway, it's already in use. I'm going to say go ahead and replace it. And that's where you can fill in information that comes up for MP3s and things like that if you want that. So now that we have the MP3 saved, we come here, and here it is.
Relax, enjoy the ride. Oh, yeah. No need to run it. Riding on the love train. We always have an open door. Oh, yeah. We always have room. Riding on the love train.
So that is pretty much how you lay out the track, all of the different effects you can add. There are some other really cool effects you can do by stacking effects. I should probably put this in here too. This will help you think outside the box. Okay, so add new stereo track. I'm going to hit solo on this one because this is just an example to show you. And hit record. Hello, this is your higher self. Okay. So I got this recording. Now check out different effects and ways you can use the effects in different orders to achieve different things. I'm going to come up here and generate silence because I see there was some kind of noise right before. Hello, this is your higher self. Okay, there was some noise at the end as well. Oh, that's the F. Pull off a little bit, generate silence. Self. Okay, that's good enough. Now, check this out. You can actually take this clip and reverse it. Effects, reverse. Now, this is it backwards. Okay, sounds weird. Okay, we go up to effects, go up to reverb, preview. Okay, now what I want to do, now what I want to do is make the room size huge because I want it to last as long as possible. And I want to make sure we have plenty of the colored sound, the reverb. Let's hear it. Okay. Okay, I know it's weird. Okay, we hit OK. Now watch this. Now we can reverse it again and put it back in its original order, original direction. But listen what happens to the reverb. Hello, this is your higher self. Okay, so what we did was we took the audio clip, I reversed it, I added reverb on it, and then I reversed it again. So that made the original audio be played forwards while the reverb is actually being played backwards, and it gives you this sort of spooky effect. But you can do other things like that too, you know, like just applying different effects in different ways, stacking them up. Really, the possibilities are limitless. Hello, this is your higher self. So you probably heard that effect used time and time again. That's how you do it. It's not really, I mean, you could do that with a delay. You could actually come back and add more reverb to it now. Forwards. Hello, this is your higher self. See, and it even makes it more trippy. You can go in here and add a delay. Oh, is it just called echo in here? Oh, here's a delay. Preview. Hello, hello, hello. This is your higher self. Okay, so you could add something like that, and you see it extended the clip. Hello, hello, hello.
this is your higher self.
It's weird, huh? So, you know, and I don't know, the delay backwards might be kind of cool. I don't know if I've ever tried that. I'm sure I have. So yeah, there's all sorts of fun things you can play with. Just think of the filters and the effects in a way that, you know, you can stack them. That's why you want to save those original files. So if you just add so much stuff on there that you want to get back to how it was in the very beginning, it's not so hard to do. So that's going to cover this one. If I didn't cover anything or if anything wasn't clear, please do chime in below or send me an email. That's all great. I love to hear from you guys. I love the fact that this inspires you to get out there and maybe do something with however you want to make music, you know. I know a lot of people in the community are singers, so maybe you could just lay down vocal tracks, you know. Maybe a tambourine and vocal track. A lot of you have singing bowls. I like to do a lot of things with the singing bowls, and then actually my flute is in the key of F, and my singing bowl, my heart one, is in the key of F. So they actually play well together, but I just pretty much do it to play around with. I don't really like, you know, put anything out there. But there's also all sorts of things you can do. Just let your imagination run wild and really have fun with this and create some happy little sounds like, you know, Bob Ross on the music scene would do. Lots of love, light, and unity. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.